Edward is one of the oldest engines on the Fat Controller's railway. He has his own branch line that runs down to the harbor where Stepney works. Edward enjoys taking passengers up and down his little line, but the others tease him. "He's too old to still be running that line all on his own," said Gordon one morning at the sheds. "Indeed," agreed Henry. "Edward is so old that one new engine could do all his work and more." Edward frowned. "Don't listen to them, Edward," whispered Thomas. "They're too puffed up in the smoke box." This made Edward feel a little better, but not enough. He wanted to find a way to prove himself better than the others. The whole day was dark and cloudy. A storm was supposed to hit the island. That evening, Edward was at a station with his last train when a low thunder rolled across the land. "The rain's going to start soon," said his driver. "Let's get these people home." Edward agreed and pulled out of the station. As he left, rain started to trickle down. As he continued on his way, the rain got heavier and heavier. They found the passengers huddled in the station buildings to avoid the rain. The train became more and more packed with people. Edward began to slip on the rails. "Steady, boy," said his driver. With each slip and start, the coaches jerked. A slight hissing could be heard. Then, it happened. With one more jerk, something snapped and Edward ground to a halt. The driver, fireman, and guard went to see what was wrong. "All that slipping and jerking caused the brake pipe to shear," said his driver. "We can't reconnect them. We'll have to call for a bus." "There's too many people for a bus," said Edward. "Well, what else can we do?" Edward thought. Then he had an idea. "Does the guard have a hose in his compartment?" "Yes, I do," said the guard from behind Edward. "Maybe you can try to hook it up to the coach and tie the other end in my cab." "That just might work," cried the guard. "Well done, old boy," cheered his driver. The guard tied one end of the hose to the coach. Then they ran it along Edward's tender and tied the other end to his cab door. They put a brake valve on the end so the driver could control the coach's brakes. With everything ready, the guard blew his whistle and Edward slowly set off. One wheel turn became 2, 2 became 3, and 3 became 4. The coaches followed obediently. The rain caused him to slip, but the extra length of the hose allowed the coaches to jerk as much as they wanted. "You've got it, old boy! You've got it!" cheered his driver. The passengers stuck their heads out the windows and cheered Edward on. He picked up speed. The heavy coaches still caused him to slip, but that didn't break his spirit. Soon he was up to speed and the coaches followed nicely. The passengers cheered louder than ever. "You've done it, old boy," cheered his driver. "Now get us home." At the big station, the Fat Controller was waiting for Edward. The clock struck the hour, and just in the distance, Edward blew a victorious whistle. He steamed into the station, battered and weary, but unbeaten. The Fat Controller saw the hose hanging from his tender. The passengers got out and told the Fat Controller what a wonderful engine Edward was. Gordon left with his express, and Edward puffed wearily home. Henry and James were there. "Coming home late, Edward? That's very unlike you." "Maybe you do need help after all." Edward was too tired to reply. Just then, Thomas came into the shed. Edward, I heard what you did. I sure wouldn't have thought to run a hose from the coaches to my cab. You're brilliant, Edward. Henry and James shut up after that. Edward smiled at Thomas and mouthed thank you to him. Now the other engines respect Edward much more. They know that while he might not be the youngest or the strongest, he is the smartest and will do whatever it takes to get his passengers home.